It goes up, and you can swipe down, and it goes down. And we're going to be specifically working with that V today. Hey, Kilo. Specifically working with that V today. It goes up, if you can hear me. Swipe down, and it goes down. And we're going to be specifically working with that V today. Have you seen Facebook's version of Clubhouse? Of course they have a version of Clubhouse. No, I haven't. Facebook, Clubhouse, copy.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey.
All right. So, hey, I got some stuff that I wanted to go over with you. That's why I was trying to see if you could join the Zoom so that we can do an overview of what's going on. So, if not, I can kind of view what you're doing in your stream, but it's like there's going to be a delay. So that's why I was trying to see if you could get into the Zoom call or if there's some other way that we can communicate live other than this, like while you also are able either to view view my screen, or I could view yours, and then we can go over it because there was a couple of things that I wanted to review with you.
Let me see. There might be a way to do this where I share. Let me see.
What's going on, Vane?
Can you see my screen here? Oh wait, you're seeing.
I can see your screen, but it's going to be delayed by like 30 seconds.
Well, I mean, here on Discord, you should be able to see my screen like as it is.
Oh, that's right. Okay, hold on.
Let me see. Technical difficulties, people.
Yes, I can see your screen. This is awesome. Hold
on. Let me change the window real quick because let me see. That's kind of weird. I can't make it so you can see a certain like video. Oh wait, yeah, I can. There we are. Okay, let me see.
Turn on. This is like Inception, y'all. We're about to get into it. Hold on.
Oh, I think it's having an issue because. Okay, I can really only share the Streamlabs like screen because apparently I can't like feed the same video twice, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can do it. Are you cool if I try to show you my screen?
Sure. The only issue is like no one else will be able to see it, but
that's what about if you were to slide what if you were able to slide like the Discord chat into, oh no, or is it like a different window or what? Like the screen share that you're doing, are you able to slide that onto what you're showing your stream?
Maybe. Let me see. Oh, that's so weird. Okay.
Wondering. Sorry for the technical difficulties trying to see if we can get this going. Well, I mean, if it's going to be too much of a hassle, then we can try to do something different. I could either, well, I don't know if you're open to doing like a Zoom call or anything else, but like, I mean, obviously the main thing is to make sure that like your stream can see it and then also my stream can see it, right?
Your balance. I have to figure.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you moved into the different the workspace chat. Hold on. So I was talking to you and I didn't realize that you were gone.
Yeah, I
So
hit disconnect by accident. That was my bad.
no problem. So do you want to? We could. I'm wondering if you want to like either do the Zoom call or if you're able to do the screen share. I don't know if you tried anything different since then because I didn't realize when you had dropped out.
Okay. Um, Here, let me see. So I think I can do the Streamlabs thing. Let's just maybe make these a bit bigger if I can. Like, I don't know. I'm supposed to share your screen, right? I think that's the main issue, right?
Um, yeah. Um, okay. Well, what I could do is I could just walk you through it, right? Like I could kind of see what you're looking at, and then I can kind of guide you through so that we're kind of looking at the same thing, right?
Okay, sure.
And we can go from there, right? Just like we'll improvise.
Okay, that sounds fair. So let me see. So you can see at least my Mac screen. It's a little bit small, but you can see that, right?
Yeah, I can, but I just want to make sure that your stream can like also show like whatever we're talking about. It's fine. Just
Yeah.
open up the browser and head over to the repo.
Okay, sure. I mean, I'm already there. Okay. And we're wanting to merge this pull request. Is that the main thing?
Yeah, so the entire idea is like I have this pull request that that I wanted to go over with you because there are a lot of big changes in here, and then I wanted to like make sure that we go about doing things like we're on the same page of how things are going to go down, I guess.
Okay, sure. So I guess let me merge the pull request, pull, and then
Well,
we can
before you do that, like, because
before.
I did want to talk to you about it, right? Like, so it can, are you on the pull request yet? I see that you have it hovering, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to go over some of the different changes.
Okay, sure. It says you update to the git ignore and add amplify, remove lingering macOS files.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. So as you can see here, we have like four different commits. I updated the git ignore. Now the reason why, if you take a look up where it says files changed, there's 1,000 of them, right?
Right.
So one problem is like we're pushing up all the different pods and all their different
Ah,
files, right? So I don't. That was like the first question. Like, do we want to have the pods folder be stored in our repo? Now, the benefit to doing having the pods folder stored in the repo is that you can pull it down and you can almost just get up and running like immediately, right?
right, right.
The downside is that the initial push is like it's a huge repo and it takes a little bit of time to pull everything down, or like you just have that giant pull request or like large pull request whenever you add a new pod to the project, right? So that's
Right.
like kind of like the downside. So I was like curious which way you want to go, and I don't think that there's any problem with having it go either way. It's just like, what do you want the flow to be? Do you want to have all the pods already up there so that we're working with the same exact thing and we don't have to do like the pod install locally? Or do you want to do where we don't keep the pods folder up there, and then what happens is we do have to do the pod install locally, but then it keeps like our repo a little bit like lighter, I guess.
Okay, that's a good question. If I've done it both ways in the past. Like my current project at the moment, we actually upload all the pods and stuff, but we just have a certain git ignore for some merge conflicts that might occur because of CocoaPods. I don't know if you've removed that yet, but
That sounds like a very specific situation. So like I don't think that I've had to do that before. But I'm open to whatever.
okay. Yeah, I can't really remember the exact file, and I can't really show the project at the moment.
I mean,
But
they're already pushed up there in this pull request. So like if we can't, if there's like no gripes about going either way, then we could just leave it as is, and then like you do the pull, you merge the pull request, and then it's in there, and then you just have to pull and then update, right? Or
Yeah, I think it's fine that we can just pull it. I personally, I don't think I'll be using much of CocoaPods because I don't think Agora uses much of it, if I remember correctly. And so I don't think there's going to be many conflicts in terms of that. But also, I don't really. I think it's fine to keep our repo pretty large. I think that's okay.
okay, got it. Yeah, we could always remove them later. It's no problem. I was just
Yeah.
curious. Okay, so
Okay.
then we have those changes. I also removed the remaining Mac files, but everything continues to work, whether that's merged or not. And then the last thing is just the build instructions. So if you were to click the fourth commit down where it says add README with build instructions,
Mm-hmm.
so this is just like the readme.md, and then I'm showing you essentially how to get up and running on your machine. So like as soon as you merge this and then you pull the latest version of main,
Mm-hmm.
what you'll have to do is you'll have to run these two different scripts. The first one is to get the Amplify CLI on your machine, and
Okay.
then the second one is to pull the same configuration files that I have on my machine to your
The
machine, so
sandbox.
that everything
Okay.
kind of works.
Okay. Are we using test data at the moment then?
So this doesn't contain data. What it does is it contains the configuration that allows us to connect to the sandbox, which is just the like the models and the relationships that are built out between those models. So it'll be like our user, and then like the room, and like the clubs that are associated with it.
Right.
Like, so it's tying that information to like the sandbox, right? And then we'll be doing something very similar in the future when we're working with live data. But this will essentially allow it so that you are able to interact directly with the Amplify API, and like have the same data on your, like the same configurations on your machine and on my machine. So it's kind of like an environment type situation, like how you don't want to share your environment file. It's essentially that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So I would pull this, or I guess I'd merge it, pull it, and then I would run these two commands within terminal, essentially. And then that should be up and running, good to go.
Yeah, for the most part, I think that should be all you need to do. And, I could help you debug anything else that may come up, but it should be good to go. If you want, I could just merge it. And then also I wanted to like kind of know like what your thoughts are. Do we want to go through like a pull request merge type situation or not?
A pull request merge type situation.
Like do you want to like review commits and things like that? Or are we just kind of like pushing and just getting this thing out the door?
Yeah, I think just pushing, getting this thing out the door, just letting me know like when things are merged and stuff so that I can not get any conflicts. I think that's the main issue.
All right, so then I'll go ahead and merge this pull request.
Sounds good.
So if you refresh your page, you should see that the pull request is merged, and then at that point you should be able to do a pull of the main branch and be able to merge that into your local branch. But you will definitely need to commit your changes, right?
Right. So let me see. I think I've committed all of my changes so far, if I remember correctly. Let me just make sure. Most of them. Let me go ahead and fix this, I guess. So where should I push this to? I guess this one. Have I been pushing to main? I thought I had my own branch. Okay. Maybe I should create my own branch real quick, just to be sure. And a branch. Jared.
There we go. We gotta work through all of this stuff and get it all up and running. All right, so
Okay, so I just pushed to Jared, so then I want to create a new pull request. And which one is the main one for you? Is it Kilo?
Yeah, I'm doing like all my stuff on Kilo, and like I branch off of Kilo and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'll go from the base will be my branch, and we'll merge your stuff into mine. Okay, it can't automatically merge. So where are the conflicts, I guess?
Are you able to see what the conflicts are right off the bat or no?
No, not yet. I'm gonna go ahead and create the pull request and see if I can see it.
Which branch are you on?
Jared.
All right, let me check that one out, and I'll see if I can resolve those merge conflicts.
It says within the home view. So something that I committed isn't doing well with what you have. That's weird because I don't think you've really been touching much of the home view, have you? Or of the like designing and stuff, the UI.
From here, no.
Okay.
Git checkout. Okay, so hold on. Why is it making that noise? All right, so what you could do is you can abort the merge, or hold on, wait. So is that Jared branch? Is that Jared branch up on the repo right now already? Or how did you do the merge? Was it through the CLI or through GitHub?
It was through, I guess, the CLI.
Okay.
Whatever this thing is. I think that's a CLI.
Hold on. I'm trying to see what you're seeing.
I just did it through Xcode, basically.
Oh, through
Created
Xcode.
a new branch.
Huh.
Yeah.
Can you abort?
Never really had issues with that.
Can you abort the changes? It usually has an option to abort when you're attempting to merge, and if there's conflicts, you should be able to abort.
Let me see. I mean, I guess I could always revert back to main, which doesn't have all the changes, but I do want to keep all the changes I made because I think that had to do with the card view.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to definitely keep those changes. What I'm trying to figure out is Xcode is not always the best. You're working
with this.
Yeah, I know. That's I never work with a GUI when it comes to Git. Let me think. So what we want to do is we want to so you were on your Jared branch, right? And then what action did you take? Were you trying to merge, or were you trying to push, or what exactly were you trying to do?
So I committed, I created a new branch and I pushed to that new branch. So it's a brand new branch.
Oh, okay. So then, and it had problems trying to push to the brand new branch?
No, so it pushed correctly. It's just the problem with the merging at the moment between your home view Swift file and my home view Swift file. That's the only difference. So I think maybe the best thing to do would just you copy and paste the home view.swift file and you re-upload it.
Okay. I see your. So what ended up happening was I wasn't able to access your Jared branch because when you had updated it since I had done the pull. So now that I see your Jared branch, let me attempt to do the merge for you, and then like that will allow me to like that will like resolve. We'll be able to resolve all the issues pretty much, I think.
Okay. Okay, I trust you. Hopefully that fixes it.
All right, so I got your branch.
Okay.
So let me think. Git merge name. Git status. Git push. Origin Jared. All right, Jared. So you should have everything up to date on the Jared branch. So if you go back over to Jared and you pull it locally, you should have all the latest changes.
Okay. So it said that the merge attempted. Okay, yeah, cool. So let me go ahead and try pulling that.
Man, Eugene, I can't work with fork. I tried fork. Every time I touch a GUI, changes, huh? Every time I touch a GUI for Git, death. Every single time.
Let's see. It says that generated as a red file at the moment, so I think that.
All right, yeah. So okay, so then this is the part where if you view the new README, I think I see it on your view. If you go back over there to the README and scroll down, this is the part where you're going to want to run those two lines of code.
Okay, cool.
You're a GUI guy? I am a GUI guy. Actually, I don't know.
So let me go.
I really like being in the CLI for some stuff just because I think it makes me look cool in my own head.
I guess, do I want to do it in a specific folder? No.
For the download, it doesn't matter which folder that you're at, but for the second line, you are going to want to be in the root directory of our project.
Okay, so I'll make sure about that. Where did I put that?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay, so now pull from the sandbox. Okay.
All right, so this should generate that folder for you, and you may or may not be able to get that that file working back in Xcode now. One thing that you may have to do is you may have to reconnect that that connection because I don't know if it's doing I don't know if it was using our full path, in which case it would have like Kilo Loco in the path name that it's searching for, right? As opposed to doing like a relative path.
Okay.
So
it okay has auth, which is okay. We don't really care about that. I do wonder though, like, why is it saying that this folder right here is red? I think I need to locate it somehow.
Yeah, so either if you know how to locate it, or if you want, you can just completely actually, you know what you should do? You should just delete that folder. Remove the reference to the folder, and then I'll walk you through where to get it from.
Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and do that.
All right, okay. Awesome. Okay, so now go back to Xcode, and what you're going to do is you're going to create that folder again where it's generated. So create the generated folder
Okay.
and try to put it at the same level that it was originally at inside the models. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's not a file, it's a folder. Generated.
All right, and then right click it and then add files to our project. And then you're going to have to go back to the root of our directory, or of our project directory, I should say. And then you should have an Amplify folder in there at the top.
Yeah.
And then in there, it should be, models. And then select the top one, scroll all the way down and shift select that one, and then add those files.
Okay, cool. Hey.
All right, perfect. So now I think that it should be able to run.
Okay. No such module as Amplify. Oh, I'm not in the workspace. One sec.
Oh, yeah. Glad I could catch one of these streams. Hope the development is going well. Yeah. There's not like it's kind of hard because we're on different screens. We couldn't set it up to where you could see like everything that he's doing. Like we couldn't do like a screen share this time, but yeah.
Does this matter that this is all red here with the Amplified Tools configuration? That's all red?
Those should be in the project. You might be able to locate them. They should be at the root directory of our project.
Okay. So would this be? That wouldn't be there.
I can only see a blur of what you're seeing. It's
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I wish there was a better solution for this, but it's kind of hard to say at the moment.
Okay. So you don't see any like .json files in there?
I see
like at the
CLI.json here. Yeah.
It should be at the root of the Clubhouse 2 directory, so it shouldn't even be that deep.
Okay.
Yeah, I had recommended that we did Zoom, but
see.
I don't think that he can do it.
So I see an Amplify folder, I see pods, I see source and tests.
Okay, so then what I can do is I could just I can copy and paste those files over, but we have to figure out like how to get those files to you.
Okay. That's weird that that's just not there. Let me see. So are these files inside of GitHub? Make sure that those files are there. Amplify config.
You know what? Let me try something, and I think I might be able to figure it out.
Okay.
Let's see. So he doesn't have those files, so maybe Amplify code gen models. Hey Jared, in the CLI or in the terminal, go ahead and run Amplify, and I'll wait until you get there. Yeah, go ahead and run Amplify space code gen CODEGEN, one word, space models MODELS.
Okay. Amplify setup completed successfully. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay.
Did it work?
Yes, but also why now Amplify models is empty. So I think I might have to go through the first thing that we did together again.
Oh, okay. Amplify. Oh, well, keep in mind that Amplify models should not be part of our project. So if it's empty, that's okay. It should just be under our models, right? Because we have a models folder in our project, and it's generated underneath the models folder.
Ah, yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So then I think you should be good to go. Go ahead and try to run it.
Okay. let me put it on the right thing. Okay.
Let's see. Moment of truth, I guess.
Fingers crossed.
Ah, man.
And so what is the extent of the stuff that you have done, I guess? Because we have basically the models created, but like have you worked with anything like in terms of creating a room or anything like that?
Yeah, so I didn't get much farther than this for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I haven't done too much outside of that. Um, but I wanted to make sure that we caught up at this point because there's like a lot going on, as you can see, and I didn't want us to like get too far separated. So like even though like I kind of wasn't really planning on doing like the stream tonight, like I knew that if you were to continue going, then we might like run down this path where like there's like all these merge conflicts, right?
Right.
So yeah, like I wanted to make sure that we got to this part, and then we were able to like have everything in sync up at least until this point. And then I have a follow up. Um, I have a follow up pull request that I can send to you, where you can kind of see where I start setting up some of the dependency layers. So that's like another thing that I wanted to talk to you about. But I wanted to make sure that you were able to at least get the main PR, which is the one that we just went through, merged into your project before going forward, because there was like some things that I wanted to see, like what your thoughts were on it, and in regards to like how we style the code.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So let me take a look at the models, I guess, because I haven't taken a look at any of this stuff. um. Okay. And it makes a lot of sense to me. Let me see a bunch of members. Club user.
Yeah, so I'll have to explain like the structure of this because it's pretty complex.
Yeah.
But I'll send you the link, and I'll probably actually make it part of the README so that you can view it like in a GUI form, and it's much easier to understand that way. But let's first make sure that the project actually built.
Okay. Yeah. So the project is building correctly. I built and ran it.
Okay, so that's like really good. So that
Yeah.
is like
Woo.
that's like one of the bigger parts that that we had to go through. So
I'm
now I
not
have,
getting any fatal errors, so that's good too.
yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to push some changes to main,
Mm-hmm.
and what I'll do is I'll ask you to pull those changes, and then you should be up to date to where I'm actually at. Is that good?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I'll be working. Oh, let me see. I'm sorry, I spaced out for a second. Okay, so I'll be working on the UI for a little bit more tonight. That's kind of my plans to, I guess, get like the grid set up and kind of how things are going on. I'm also going to be taking a look at the models and see if I can get those a little bit more implemented in the app. Um, anything else that you keep in mind? Sorry.
Well, I did want to do like I wanted to like go over like the home view, like its object, the class, the observed object. I wanted to go over that with you real quick, but I want to get this merge in because you can kind of see how you'll be interacting with the data, and like also the dependency structure as well. So let me finish merging this over to main, and then we'll go down that path.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's see. see. Create our new pull request. We'll do right here. And we are going to go from kilo to main. And that should be fine. Almost done. I'm just checking to make sure that it can merge, without a problem.
Okay, sounds good.
Discussing
screen. I need another mouse. Interesting.
All right, I got the PR up. I'm just going to go ahead and merge it. Looks like it has no problems. All right, so at this point, you should be able to pull main, and you should be able to see the latest changes.
Okay, cool. 1 second. So let me just go here. Wait, hang on. So this won't mess with any of the changes that I've already made, though, right? Because we've made quite a few.
No, those changes should already. Oh, hold on. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're on the main branch. Okay, hold on. Hold on. It's caught up to main. This should be fine. I'll double check it for you too.
Okay. I am working on the Jared branch, just to be sure. But...
Okay, it does look like there will be a problem. Let me resolve that issue too.
So first off, should I push the stuff that I have right now?
What do you mean?
Like I downloaded all of the Amplify config files and a bunch of other stuff. Like I know that you said that's basically all handled because of the git ignore and stuff. I mean.
Yeah, so you won't have to worry. Those files actually should not be tracked.
Okay, cool.
They shouldn't be tracked, which is why you weren't able to pull them down from my version of the branch.
Gotcha.
Now there is one merge conflict on home view. Let me resolve that real quick, and then I'll push up the latest. Let's see. Yeah, I'll push up. Oh, let me see. I'll merge Jared into main, and then that should allow me to resolve the issue, and then I will be able to push up to main, and then you'll be able to fast forward on your local Jared branch, I think.
Okay. And so I'll just wait on you then until you give me the go ahead.
Well, okay, so like since you are streaming and people are watching, I don't want to keep it boring. What I would like you to do is if you could go to the home controller, I think is what you called it, like the observable object, and if you could let me know when you're there in Xcode, and I wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay.
Check out.
All right. Let me see.
Oh, I think you have actually made a conflict between your own branches.
You're saying between the between the main branch and the Jared branch?
Yeah, what I'm seeing is that there is a home view object, right, that has the home view dot shared.
Right.
And then I'm seeing that you have um, like two observable objects, one being the card state, the other being the home view object. Um, and then you have like a state for the offset, and then you have the drag state. So I'm seeing like a couple of different things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the stuff that's on Jared because I'm assuming that's what the latest stuff is because it does also include the home view object as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The home view object basically holds just the data that we're messing around with at the moment. That that was the main point behind it.
Okay, so yeah, that's the reason why there was a merge conflict on that file, because I haven't touched that file yet. So I resolved that issue. Let me just go ahead and push it up.
Okay.
Shoot. Status. Commit. Resolve merge. Git status. Git push. All right, so hold on. Why is it like this?
Take a look.
Merge.
So let me see. Which branch are you trying to merge into, I guess, right now?
All right, so you should be able to. Are you comfortable with switching between different branches?
Yeah.
So one of two things could happen. Either you could switch to main, and that should involve like all of the changes that we've had so far, which would include like the whatever the gesture thing that you were doing, but also like everything that we have with the Amplify stuff, and that should all be resolved on main. Now, if you are still on the Jared branch, that's only going to have your changes, but you should technically be able to merge into Jared if you needed to. But like honestly, the easiest thing would be to just simply switch over to main, probably
Mm.
kill off the old Jared branch, and then just recreate the new Jared branch. But either way will work. I just don't know exactly like the whole. I don't know if it's going to fast forward you on the Jared branch, the current Jared branch, or if it's going to ask you to resolve something on that branch or not.
Yeah, I guess I'll try switching over to the main branch. The main thing that just comes to my mind is all of the stuff that we have changed so far, and like downloading things and stuff. I will see if that causes an issue. But I guess first off, I need to switch over. So I'll check out here real quick. And then, what? Oh, it says the workspace has disappeared. Oh, right. That's right. Because we didn't have the pods at first. So let me go back. So then I'll need to pull for main. It says it has conflicting or uncommitted changes. Let me go ahead and discard all changes. There is no changes. Great. Okay, so this is a weird issue. I might just have to re-pull from the main branch. Let me see if I can just delete this. Do you know if there's a way to just delete a branch? Oh, right. I have to be on a different branch. Okay. So let me go ahead and check out there. Branches. There's control. Hang on a second. So when I'm pulling from main, do I need to create a new branch in order to pull from main? Hey, Kilo.
Yeah, what was the question?
Okay, so I guess let me see if I can share the screen a little bit more.
If you go up to GitHub, you can see that your changes are still in there on the main branch. I'm assuming like the home view or no, the card state and the offset and stuff are part of the. Those were like the only merge conflicts I saw, but they are up on GitHub, so everything that you've done this far should be saved.
Right. The only question I guess is when I'm pulling from main, would I pull it into? Let me see. So I guess I've never really pulled from a different branch while using the same branch. So if I pull from main here, it should create a new branch, right? For me to work on.
If you pull from main, and what branch are you on?
Because I'm Jared.
Yeah, does it give you, instead of pulling, does it give you an option to simply just check out main?
Let me see. No. Like, let me see. Source control. Fetch changes. So commit, push, pull, fetch changes, cherry pick, stash changes. I don't think any of that's important. So I think it might just be pull.
If you do pull, I would expect it to pull those changes to your local branch, which is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
All right.
But I mean, if I'm working on Jared, then why would it assume that I'm trying to pull and merge at the same time? That doesn't make really much sense to me.
Can I walk you through the CLI instead?
Sure, why not?
It should be like relatively simple. I think it's
Sure.
only going to be like two commands, to be honest. Just
Okay.
go ahead and quit out of Xcode.
Okay.
And we want to start off at the root directory of the project, right?
Yep.
Do you have any changes do you have any like current changes, or are you working on a clean branch?
I'm working on the branch that we just downloaded. So clean branch.
Clean branch, but you're on Jared, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you should be able to do git checkout main.
Says the following untracked working tree files would be overwritten by checkout. Room participant schema.swift and room participant.swift.
Okay, so room participant. That should be fine, but before you do anything, is it giving you an option or something like that, or what does it say?
It just says aborting.
Oh, okay. So
please move or remove them before switch.
It says aborting, right?
Yeah.
And if you run git status, what does it show?
Okay. Changes not staged for commit, and it talks about those untracked files with the room participant.swift and so forth.
Okay, so they're only files that I've created, correct?
Yes.
Go ahead and run git stash.
Okay.
Do git status again. All right.
Same.
Do git clean dash dash df.
Get clean what?
Dash df.
df.
All right. Okay. Git status.
I think it should be good now. Yeah.
All right, and then git checkout main.
Branch main. Switch to new branch main. Okay.
Awesome. Now Z period, ZED period, or ZED space period, I guess.
That's interesting. Wait, what?
Or just like open the XC workspace.
Oh, okay. Okay. It says I'm on main currently.
All right, awesome. Double check to make sure that you have.
I don't have the generator files again, so I guess I'll have to rerun those stuff.
I think that they should already exist, but you can delete that folder reference.
Okay, and just create a new group.
Just only the generated, and then yeah. So just delete the generated, create a new folder called generated, and then just add those files back in.
Okay. Let me go ahead and do that. Oh, what? Okay, I did something wrong.
Just delete all those.
Was...
Yeah, delete all the file references too.
It's a short. Okay, let me find. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, let's just go back. This is just part of programming, man.
Indeed, it is.
You have the fun days where you're just designing like cool card views and stuff like that, but then you have these days where you're just like trying to merge with people. It's annoying, but it's a necessary step. Okay, let me see.
The joys of teamwork.
Yeah. I will say, like, the first time that we got someone on board with our project, like, he changed so many files. We got quite a bit of conflicts. It was a massive effort, but in the end, we got it.
Yeah, I think we're almost there though.
Yeah, I'm spacing. Where are all these files?
They're under the Amplify folder under I think
Okay.
generated,
Right.
and then
generated models. There we go. What? Oh, what? It says it wasn't able to find those, so I deleted that file reference. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm gonna have to re-download them again. Sorry.
Okay.
So
no
I think
problem.
you just said to do that.
Okay, so you could do. You don't need to do that. What all you need to do is do Amplify code gen models. I think maybe the files, maybe the references actually got, or not the references, but the actual files got deleted, possibly.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Okay, Amplify code gen models. Okay, we created them again. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to put them there. You can go ahead and delete that folder, or you can move that folder into the same, actually, yeah, just collapse it, move it into the models, and then rename it to generated.
Okay. Not going to cause any issues, right? Yay.
All right, and then try to build the project and also make sure that your changes are there.
Okay, let me just make sure. Yep, looks good. So what exactly is the difference between, I guess, main and Jared at the moment? You had to push something?
So right now your Jared branch is out of date because it doesn't contain anything that has to do with Amplify. So what I would recommend for ease is I would delete that branch and then recreate that branch based off of main, since it has everything that you've worked on up until this point. It has everything that was already saved into the Jared branch into main.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure that you confirm that it is there before you do it, though. Last thing I would want you to do is like to delete something and then like some of your code was like gone.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, look, everything does look the way it should, at least from my side of the code. I'm not too. I'm need to make sure that everything looks okay on your side as well. But let's see. I guess for the home view object, this looks kind of different.
Yeah, so I did make some changes in there, but
Okay.
I didn't delete anything that you had in there. And that was
Okay.
like one of the last things that I wanted to cover before I took off.
Gotcha. Yeah, we need to make sure about, I guess, we need to go through how to use these data models a little bit more, like for how to create a room, basically, and what type of information is necessary to create a room. Let me see.
Yeah.
Because right now we kind of have a title. I'm sure you have most of the stuff that's necessary in there, the ID, the topic.
Yeah, so if you think that you'll be able to work around some of the stuff, you can still create dummy models where the models that I've created don't necessarily make sense. Like for example, you have Clubhouse and I have Room, right? And Room has the majority of the things that you're looking for, but some of that information also falls back to objects that are related to that room, right? Like for example, users. A room doesn't have users. It has room participants, and room participants has users. So I'll have to like go through and like show you how that works. And I'll also send you the link so that you can kind of get an idea of the relationships, because how the way that we want to be able to keep our models simple, but also have the relationships between objects, it does get kind of complex because it's a lot of many to many relationships.
Right. Okay.
Was the project able
for
to
the most
build?
part, I think I can get an understanding of how it all works. What were you asking though? Sorry.
Were you able to build the project?
Oh yeah. Yep. This is it right here.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so I can walk you through some of the changes that I've made. So under like on the left side in the navigation area, the navigation pane, you'll see like a new folder called services.
Okay. Let me see. Services. Yes. Dependency manager. We have the data service.
Yeah, so this is essentially going to be the object that we're going to be passing around between each of our models, and it will be like a way that we can access our different dependencies. So like when I want to access the data service or the auth service or the storage service, I have access to the dependency manager. Now this is just the protocol, but there's also the concrete class, which is the Clubhouse dependency manager.
Right. Okay. And so if I wanted to, wait a second. So let me see something real quick. So we have the data service. So let's just think of how this is all linked together. We have the protocol. So that's saying this dependency manager will basically have to have a data service involved inside of it. And so that would be this here. So this is all relative, right?
Which file are you looking at again?
Oh, sorry. So I thought you could see my screen. Okay. It's the Clubhouse dependency manager, and
Yeah.
so the dependency manager requires that it has a data service, right?
Absolutely.
So that's where this is connected to the Clubhouse dependency manager, and that's where we actually put in the data service. So
Yes.
like one's showing, it's like a check and balance kind of thing. So one shows exactly what it needs to have, whereas the other one is more along the lines of like what it actually has, right?
Yes. So like so the Clubhouse dependency manager is
More
the
or less.
the concrete version of our dependency manager protocol, right? And the
Am
approach
I
that I'm thinking that
correct in that thinking?
Oh, sorry,
Right
I
here.
was talking, but I could I didn't I saw the push to talk thing going. So
I thought you were like bowing down. You're like, this guy's an idiot.
no.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're absolutely right. So we have the Clubhouse dependency manager, and which is the concrete class of our protocol dependency manager, right? And the reason
Right.
why I modeled it this way was just in case we wanted to go down that path of being able to write tests. Now, we were kind of up in the air the last time we talked about tests and whether we were going to implement it or not. And I wanted
Right.
to, and I said that I was going to show you like kind of one way that we can go about it, and it was using protocols, right? So when we're working inside of, and I think I actually have it implemented in the home view object under the controllers folder. So if you open that up, you'll actually see that our home view object has a data service, and the initializer actually takes in a dependency manager, right? You see that on
Right.
the initializer on 22?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the benefit here is, like, let's say that we did decide to include tests on our Clubhouse app, then what we could do is we could create a separate concrete class called mock dependency manager, right? Because all
Mm-hmm.
we're expecting to get in for the manager argument in the initializer is just some type of protocol, something that conforms to dependency manager, and all it knows is that it has a data service on it, right? And data service is also a protocol. So then we can also implement a mock data service as well, and we could test that thing out as well. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so then if you scroll down, you can actually see how we would interact with this. So at the bottom on line 28, we have load active clubhouses, right? And I'm using combine right here. You said that you kind of touched it a little bit. Are
Yeah.
you familiar with, like, are you able to read this, or would you like me
Yeah.
to go? Okay, cool.
Yeah. I can read it. So like, I need a better understanding out of it. We have it in our current application, but the other person on our project mainly worked with it. But for the most part, I understand it. I'm not too sure how well I can write it though.
Got it, got
So
it. So this is going, so like, mostly this is all you're going to have to do for most of the queries, like to get back information, but there will be some things that are going to be a little bit more complex, and I'll probably
yeah.
be implementing those, and like I'll just be modifying the data. And like as you can see on line 34, that this is like where our codes would essentially meet, right? On line 34,
Right.
where it's like self.rooms, I'm setting the rooms equal to whatever the object's rooms are, right? So
Right.
like you would just say like right now you have clubhouses, but we're working with two different models. So like that doesn't work for us right now, but
No.
hopefully moving
Yeah.
forward we'll be able to work with like the objects that have been already modeled out after I have the chance to go over that part with you, right?
Yeah. I'll work on switching my stuff over to your models because I think that would just make sense.
It's up to you. You don't have to do it today. I know that you had some things that you wanted to get through today, so you can continue working with dummy objects, and you can continue
Yeah.
to create them. And then just make sure you push your changes, and then I'll review your changes. Or like you don't have to make a pull request, but like just push your changes in a commit, and I'll review those changes. And then I could like make like a translation of how you would turn a room into a clubhouse or something like that. Or I might even just do the rewrite myself, just so that you'll be able to see like, oh, okay, like this is how he ended up, making these changes. Because even right now, like even if you were to start working with rooms right away, there's nothing saved there. So we actually need to get to the point in the UI to where we can actually create a room in order to actually have rooms in the database.
Okay. Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah. So the last thing that I just want to go over real quick is, or like one of the last two things that I want to go over is, if you Command Shift click on Get Rooms.
Let me just see that real quick. One sec. Okay. Jump to the definition, I assume.
Yeah. So that's
Or
going
I
to take you to
guess,
the protocol, right? And
yeah.
once again, it's just like data service is a protocol. Like all of our services are going to be a protocol. And then if you wanted to take a look at the concrete class, that's going to be under Amplify data service.
Right. Okay. Amplify.datastore.query. And we're querying like it's a super basic query at the moment. We're just getting all of the rooms, right?
That's right. Yeah. So I still have to figure out like how we're going to exactly go about building out a curated feed. so that you're only getting the rooms that are relevant to you based off of what topics you're following and the people that you're following. So I still have to build out that aspect of it, but we're keeping it extremely simple. So and I just wanted to go over the idea here is that once again, you have some type of concrete class that implements the data service. So I know that you're familiar with Firebase. This is where you would write like all your Firebase code, right? This is where you would look up, a collection or something like that, and then you'd get back all your objects, and then you have it returning at any publisher, which is the combine aspect of it. In which case, we have either, an array of rooms or a Clubhouse error. And the Clubhouse error right now, I just have it as being very simple, nothing too extravagant. But when you're working with combine, you need to make sure that you're constantly working with the same error as you continue to like add different logic to that publisher. And essentially everything needs to be mapped out to a single type of error. And what I'm doing here on line 17 is I'm mapping the data store error or the Amplify error, actually an Amplify error, to a Clubhouse error, which just allows us to make that map very easy.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I know that we can get a little bit further into things with like flat maps, injections, and a bunch of other stuff that we can do, but
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing like flat maps and stuff like that on like the more complex queries. But like I said, I just haven't gotten the chance to get to that part. But I'll start making more progress on that stuff probably starting tomorrow.
okay. Sounds fair.
But that's pretty much it from my end. Did you have any questions or anything like that? Or actually, there was like one last thing. But do you have any questions up to this point?
No. Yeah, totally makes sense so far.
All right, cool. The only other thing that I saw that I was kind of curious about
Sure.
was the home view object. Now I see that right here you have it. I see that you're working with a singleton, and I was like kind of curious, like if we needed to actually use excuse me, if we needed to use a singleton or not.
We don't need to. We can use an environment object if that's something that you want to do, but
Well, I was thinking like we can just create a single instance of it, right? Like I don't think that there's any need to have a single object, and we also don't need an environment object, right? Because this is kind of like the view model of the view, correct?
right.
Yeah. So I
Yeah, I
was
guess that's true.
yeah, so I was just thinking like we don't necessarily need shared. I don't think that that it's like bringing us any value. So if you'd be down to remove that, I think it would probably be like I think it would be like the right move.
Sure. Done. Sounds fine by me. I
Awesome.
don't like. Yeah, I'm obviously still learning how to program. So if you do see anything that like kind of is just interesting to you or you think that could be better, just let me know. It's perfectly fine by me.
Got it. Yeah. So, and then there was like only one other thing that I wanted to like bring to your attention, which is the observed object over back in home view. So what we generally want to do when we're working with like observable objects is have them be state objects. There are like some minor differences. I don't know all of them. But like as opposed to having at observed object, just switch it to at state object. And that is better for persisting the state across like view builds or view rendering or something like that. So
Oh,
like
really?
essentially every time the view is built, the state object is meant to persist across all those builds, whereas the observed object is not necessarily as reliable in doing that, and that's why they created the state object property wrapper as opposed to the like as an option to use in place of the observed object property wrapper.
Okay. So is that as simple as just saying at state object instead of in an observed object?
Yeah, yeah. It should just be like a quick retype.
Okay. Let me just make sure about that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can look it up. Paul, I think Paul probably has something on it. I'm sure he has something on it. Um,
Yeah, he always has something on it.
so definitely feel free to look it up and make sure that that it is the right tool for the job. It's kind of like my default, and then I only use observed object when necessary, like when I absolutely need to.
Okay. With this, it says home view object can't be instantiated. It's at a private level, so can I just remove the private in it?
Oh yeah. So since we're not using a singleton anymore, then remove the private and we should be good.
Okay, cool. All right, that builds.
Everything works.
Yep.
All right. So I think that's enough of my complaining and enough of a headache that I gave you for the rest of the night. Um, I was planning on only being on here for like half an hour, and like I think we're in a
Yeah.
little bit deep. So I'll let you get back to doing the things that you actually want to do, as opposed to the things I'm forcing you to do. Like I'll leave
Hey,
it
it's
right
all
there.
important stuff. We got to do it either now or later, so it's best to get it done now, right?
Yeah, like yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like we gotta eventually get it covered. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It might have not as been as enjoyable or as interactive for, people, but hey. we got to show the whole process, right?
Uh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, my keyboard like had died through that. Sorry, but
Oh,
yeah, we have to we're going through the process. It's something that we have to go through. So I mean, we're doing it live, and that's all there really is to it. So,
yeah.
all right, man. Like I'll leave it right there. I'll catch you when I catch you. I'm probably gonna do a live stream working on this myself, probably tomorrow. So like if you want to jump on a live stream and we could like do the coding at the same time situation thing, we can do that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out a better situation for the whole Discord thing, but yeah, for sure. Thanks for all the help, though. By the way, so
Yeah, no
set,
problem.
setting all
Anytime.
this up.
Yeah, anytime. All right, man. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Peace.
All right. So as you guys saw, like me and Jared, we were just like kind of working through that. Like, I mean, I know that y'all didn't really get to see a whole lot because, we weren't able to do a whole screen share type situation. But like a lot really did get accomplished, like in terms of like teamwork, I would say. Just a quick recap of what we got to accomplish. There was a lot of changes that I was making, and all the generated models that we had right here, like all these models were created using the Amplify sandbox, and that those were the changes that I made. And I needed to make sure that Jared had those changes as well. So some of the things that were changed were like including all these models, as well as also having the cocoa pods and everything, all the dependency management stuff all set up. And then there was also like just like the dependency manager, the system that I'm kind of like setting up in regards to like how we're going to be dealing with dependency injection, and the different services that we're going to be using. So like something like data service, getting the rooms like that. So I had to like bring them up to speed like on what my vision was, since that's what it takes when you're working in a team. Is like you have to make sure that you're good at communicating any changes. You're open with your communication, and if you're able to do that, then it makes everything much easier moving forward down the road, especially when you're not able to be like in the same physical location as somebody. So I'm actually pretty happy with what we were able to accomplish today, like the fact that we were able to walk through and get all the merge conflicts just squashed and get all of our branches all cleaned up. I'm pretty happy that we were able to do that. Now, like I said, wasn't probably the most eventful live stream, but you know, not every step of app development is like super eventful. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you for everybody that showed up and stuck in there with us through our little our little process of like debugging. What I will say is, if you want to continue this discussion, if you want to hang out with me or have any other questions for me, feel free to also join me in the Discord. I have a Discord community that I'm building. It's mostly a place for mobile developers and to just kind of hang out. And like if you have questions, you can ask them there and stuff like that. So that's going to be it for today. Alvin is asking if I could show the Clubhouse error before I go. I can definitely do that for you. No problems there. Clubhouse error just looks like this. I haven't done too much with it yet. As you can see, I'm just saying like it has a data store error. Like that's one of the possible different types of errors. But essentially I'm hanging on to the actual error and I'm casting it down into one of these. So I'm just wrapping it so that we can use it while working in Combine. So that's going to be it for today. Yeah, thank you all for your time. Go out there and keep coding passionately.